Good morning, guys. For some reason, it is 20 degrees in here and I am freezing. I don't know what's happening, but it's really, really cold. It's 20 degrees, it's freezing. So, what? What'd you say? Oh, it's 20 degrees Celsius in here. That's like 20 degrees Celsius is warm. Good grief. I'm like roasting in here. Oh. Definitely need to get this off. Alright. Much better. Good morning, 7th graders. Today we are learning about converting between Celsius and Fahrenheit. Quick question, has that ever happened to you at all where you were told it was 20 degrees and you were figuring it was really, really cold? Because our temperature is all measured in Fahrenheit. But did anyone ever try and play a trick on you and say that it's 20 degrees outside and you maybe bundled up to go outside, but you went outside and it was really warm? That's because 20 degrees Celsius is going to be really warm. So that's what we're learning about today. We're learning about converting between Celsius and Fahrenheit, and there's a formula that we can use to help ourselves do that, all right? So I'm going to start reading on the fourth paragraph in our lesson today. It says, many thermometers show both Fahrenheit and Celsius temperatures, so you can look at the temperature scale on the thermometer to convert from one to the other. If there is no thermometer handy, which we do not have a thermometer handy right now, I did that on purpose, there are two formulas you can use to change from one scale to another, all right? All right, so our first formula that we are going to work with changing from Celsius to Fahrenheit. So we want to find out what our Fahrenheit degree is. So I'm going to read the fifth paragraph. It says the Celsius and Fahrenheit scales do not start at the same place. You can see on the thermometer that 0 degrees Celsius is the same as 32 degrees Fahrenheit. This is why we add or subtract 32 in our conversion factor, all right? Or conversion formula, sorry. So notice there on your thermometer there on the right on page 54, if you look at 0 degrees Celsius, it's going to equal 32 degrees Fahrenheit. So that is why we have this number in our formula. Let's keep reading. It says the size of the degrees on the two scales is different. So what it represents, one scale represents something larger on our Celsius degree than it does on our Fahrenheit degree. The Celsius degrees are larger than Fahrenheit degrees. For every 5 degrees of Celsius, there are 9 degrees of Fahrenheit. This is why we get the fractions 5/9 and 9/5 for the conversion formulas. Study the examples below. All right, so we're going to go ahead and you can look at those examples, look over them a little bit, and then there's two formulas that we are going to have that are going to show us how we can convert. And don't worry about memorizing these formulas. They will always give you these formulas to convert if they ask you to do this, all right? So you do not have to memorize these formulas. So familiarize yourself with that. Go ahead and look over the bottom of page 54 of those examples and pause the video for a little bit, and then we'll jump into it and we'll do a couple up here on the board, okay? All right. We are going to convert 55 degrees Celsius into Fahrenheit degrees, okay? So we have our formula up here that we're going to use, and we're going to solve this just like we do any other formula. We're going to start with our multiplication here, because remember, if we have our numbers right beside a variable, that means we multiply, okay? So we're going to do our multiplication first. So our Fahrenheit, trying to solve for our Fahrenheit, so we have Fahrenheit 9/5, and then our Celsius degrees is 55, right? So we're going to go 55, and this is, remember, this means the same as times, so we're going to write 55 over 1, right? Because we can write our whole number over a 1. Now we're going to plus 32 Now we can cancel out where we can, which would make this a 1 and this and 11, right? So we have 9 times 11 would be 99 over 1, which would be our whole number 99. So we have our Fahrenheit equals 99 plus 32. This is all we have left, so all we have to do is add those together. We come up with Fahrenheit equals 132, right? 11. Yes, 131 degrees Fahrenheit for that. Okay, that's how we are converting from Celsius to Fahrenheit. We do our multiplication first, because you do multiplication first in your expressions. Go down here, you put it over our fraction, cancel out where you can, then multiply it, put our whole number down here now, and add it to 32, and you will come up with your equivalent or degree in Fahrenheit, okay? That is how we change from Celsius to Fahrenheit. Now let's change from Fahrenheit to Celsius. All right, now for converting to our Celsius, notice we're taking away 32, because remember, 32, it's 0 degrees Celsius is equal to 32 degrees Fahrenheit. So we're gonna subtract this now from our Fahrenheit to get our Celsius, okay? So we have 59 degrees Fahrenheit. So let's go ahead and let's just solve our formula. So we have Celsius equals 5/9. Now, notice this is in parentheses. So we're gonna do that first, right? We're going to do our subtraction first because it's in parentheses. So we're gonna substitute our Fahrenheit for 59, because that's our Fahrenheit degree, minus 32. And then we have Celsius equals 5/9 times 27. So we do the same thing here. Our whole number is gonna be 27. We put 27 over 1. Now we can again cancel out where we can. Our Celsius is going to equal, we can cross this out, put a 1 here. 9 can go into 27 3 times. So we have 5 times 3 would be 15 over 1. Remember, we can simply write that as 15. So 15 degrees, 59 degrees Fahrenheit is equal to 15 degrees Celsius, all right? This is a lot of fun, and like I said, you do not have to memorize these formulas. They will give you, just like they do at the end of your lesson, on page 58, if you want to flip back to that, it says convert and then use these formulas to help you convert. So they will give you your formula, but you have to be sure we know how to use our formula. So that is how we use them. If we're changing from Celsius to Fahrenheit, we have to multiply first in our formula. If we're changing from Fahrenheit to Celsius, we need to subtract first. We need to do what's in our parentheses first before we multiply, okay? And all we do is substitute for our value, and then we can solve it with our formula, okay? If you have any questions, go ahead and just rewatch the video, or if you still have a question after that, you can go ahead and just message me or something like that. But yes, like I said, you do not need to memorize these formulas. They will be there for you just like they are on page 58. You just have to be sure to know how to use them, okay? Hope you guys have a great Monday, and I will see you guys